what is the drive for the mainstream to actually bring on board? Because if you think about it, a few years ago, and you read many of the magazines, you don't have black models on the front cover of magazines because they said it never sells.
It's still very much like that. That you know, there is still this philosophy that black doesn't sell. But our campaign, Black but Invisible, and what we did with the Italian Vogue,
Was
black
that
issue.
you?
Yes,
Hello, I like that. Yes.
So we managed to turn that into what the publishers said would be the worst selling edition ever, to making history and making it the only Vogue that has sold out twice.
Wow.
Completely, not even just a few, completely. So, and that opened up doors because all the publicity it attracted, you know, it got us onto a whole variety of stations to talk about the issues affecting models of color and stuff like that. And because of that now, companies, agencies are having to rethink about who they put forward for advertising campaigns. You know, is it reflective of the community in which we serve? So it's been useful, it's been helpful.
But I am so delighted to hear that, because I always think that we need to have more black women, I suppose, and men as well, because it's not just only about the women, is it? Because
it's harder for the men.
Is it?
If it's hard for the women, it's kind of non-existent for the men.
But how come?
There's just not a need. I mean, when I think for businesses, when they're looking at who's their target audience, they're looking at their mass market, which tends to be more Caucasian, and they tend to feel that Caucasian women are going to be more attracted to a suave-looking white male model than they would be to a potentially muscular black male model. So because of that, they tend not to cast them as often as they do. I'm sure if we said to your viewers, besides Tyson Beckford and Tyrese, how many top black male models do you know? People will be struggling.
But that is a shame, because I always think that, you know, they're just as good a role model to have a black man in front of a magazine as it is to have, I suppose, to have a white man in front of a magazine. But for the black man, it'd be a good role model for the younger generation as well, for them to be proud of who they are, of what they look like. I mean, because most black people are the one, to be honest, we have a serious buying power, don't we?
We do. We are consumer spenders.
We are. Yet the market don't cater for us in terms of putting people like us in front of magazines or front of products. So,
well, the philosophy is, like you said earlier, black does not sell.
Yeah.
And from a business perspective, why should they bother putting a black person on the cover when it's not going to increase their sales that much more? But as we proved with the all-black Italian Vogue issue, when we want to buy, we can buy.
Exactly, we can buy, and I know that because I've been to quite a few shops and I've seen the way we spend, the sisters spends, and I think, wow, I tell you, if they're spending like this, they should be, every corner you go, you should have a black model or I suppose a black man promoting